sea creatures, and that, to me, blew my whole mind.
Although The Little Mermaid provided some fascinating visuals, the technical skill behind them can astound you even more. The stunning set design and engaging visual effects were all executed with meticulous care throughout the entire running time of the movie. The thing that distinguishes this fascinating story, though, is the acting training. In order to accurately portray their roles and give them life on screen, the cast had overcome several difficult challenges. They had to endure wearing damp clothes as well.
I do think of movement. I think of twirls and spins. I think of dance.
But our Prince Eric didn't mention that. Fortunately, towels with aerial designs were always available. As TikTok was absolutely necessary for the adaptation, they also had to create it. The entire cast, but particularly Jonah and Halle, underwent a lot of fitness training because the majority of the underwater sequences were shot on a blue screen.
Voice training, dog training, gym training. I feel so trained.
Plus, Halle had to mimic swimming motions while wearing a harness and being wired to the apparatus. Along with becoming physically ready, the performers put a lot of effort into getting to know their characters. They put a lot of effort into figuring out the personalities, objectives, and interactions of each character. It was intended for Little Mermaid to be an exact replica. The seamless blending of live action and CGI results in visually stunning effects. The actors encountered a number of difficulties as they brought their characters to life, despite the spellbinding images we saw, leaving us awestruck. When interacting with strange objects like a tennis ball or even a cardboard crab or fish, they frequently had to keep a serious expression. In response to questions about what transpired in a scene involving Flounder, Sebastian, or Scuttle, Halle Bailey claimed that she had a great talk with her dependable tennis ball. While all this was going on, the daring stunt performers turned their backstage doors into an exciting excursion. This exact scenario was being filmed, if you're wondering which one it was. Rob Marshall, the director of this movie, had a clear vision in mind.
Comes in and claims the role. Someone who could bring that vision to life.
The movie succeeds in conjuring the same sense of awe as the original animated classic, despite the significant variations in world building and design. Casting Melissa McCarthy as the illustrious Ursula is a crucial element of the production. She worked tirelessly to prove that she should play the part of Ursula, demonstrating her tenacity by leaving no stone unturned. She described how she pleaded with Rob Marshall, who thankfully agreed, to grant her the part of Ursula. Melissa said, "I pushed myself in front of his car and begged him, well, I didn't really, but I did ask him to talk to me." All of this is accurate. Since she had seen the film more times than any other, Melissa McCarthy's obsession with The Little Mermaid was clear from the start. McCarthy jokingly acknowledged having seen the movie a strange number of times when asked by the director, Rob Marshall, about her acquaintance with it. She was much more determined to depict Ursula after this unexpected finding. It's important to note that not all the characters received the same level of acclaim, even though Melissa McCarthy's casting as Ursula attracted a lot of attention. This debate emphasizes how beloved characters, particularly Flounder and Sebastian, might be negatively impacted by CGI. While Sebastian is given a bigger role in the movie, Flounder's new look is more realistic. Some fans were dissatisfied by these alterations in look though. No matter what, the recording sessions were a blast for the voice actors that played Flounder and Sebastian.
Words. There, you see her, sitting there across the scuttle bus. No, the gossip, the buzz, the who said what, who does that, yeah, the scuttle.
Since Rob Marshall gave her permission to add sentences whenever she felt like it, the voice actress who plays Scuttle had a lot of fun while recording. She was able to do this to further accentuate her character's individuality and give the interactions a more genuine sense. The music composition process is more exciting than watching these voices come to life in the adaptation, which was interesting. A lot of thought went into and attention was paid to the movie's music. When you heard it, it was definitely a masterpiece.
I don't know how, but I know something.
Some of the actresses, like Halle, were naturally talented singers, but for others, singing was rather difficult. To achieve perfection, they had to put in a lot of work and practice. McCarthy responded, "Oh my God, it was," when asked in an interview whether performing in the film made her apprehensive or if it was stressful. I asked, "What have you done?" When I learned what could you possibly have done, for example. The character Melissa is the complete opposite of Ursula, who may be the most terrifying one in The Little Mermaid in terms of horror. She transforms into this wicked persona in the funniest ways. With a twinkle in her eye and a sly smirk, Melissa invests in giving Ursula life, giving the character a dash of caustic humor and devilish appeal. It was great to have an Ursula makeover, but it was difficult to perform and manage those 6 lovely tentacles. Melissa took on the task of juggling all those tentacles with grace, mastering the art of being both elegant and wicked. It took a great degree of coordination to deliver lines and act in character, but once you got the hang of it, it was like a happy dance, with each tentacle truly having its own mind. Given that there was a human being in charge of each tentacle, it had a consciousness of its own. The ensemble had to wait in the changing rooms for approximately 1.5 hours, if you're curious. This procedure was considerably quicker given that they were not required to wear wigs while recording the underwater scenes. To ensure that hair moved flawlessly in the underwater passages, a team of devoted employees performed their magic in a world without wigs. As the waves rose and fell, they created a symphony of shimmering strands that swayed and whirled. They could see the movements of the hair so flawlessly that they appeared to be one continuous motion, like some diabolical hair whisperers.
Yes. And it was hard to not like her in
The wigs and beards they used for their on-land performances were expertly made. Although Hallie's extensions of her hair were not worn all the time, these wigs were very expensive. Hallie's locks were definitely a masterpiece, even though they cost over $150,000 because it was quite difficult to change them while keeping their genuine essence. The fantastic clothing is a distinguishing feature of this remake. Every element of the characters, from Ursula's menacing tentacles to Ariel's sparkling mermaid tail, is meticulously and skillfully made. The entire impact is just beautiful thanks to the vivid colors, luxurious textures, and rich composition. The live-action The Little Mermaid adaptation's stunning costume designs by Colleen Atwood have undoubtedly captivated fans. The outfits add to the entire ambience of the movie and are not merely aesthetically striking. Beyond the sea, Atwood has a wide-ranging creative vision. She has created a mesmerizing visual experience with meticulous attention to detail, incorporating historical inspiration into the movie's clothing in an artful way. Shells, the forms of various marine life, coral, sea anemones, and all the various flowers serve as inspiration for the garments worn above the sea, and it was with these forms and hues that the world of the palace was created.